Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to the summer solstice, spring solstice meeting here. I'm Aidan Squire, I'm our meeting chairman. I'm going to take you through the agenda. The leadership team assist me in that. Can they be upstanding?
Yeah, clockwise. Good morning. You all know who I am. I'm Scott, the meeting secretary and council president of live chats.
Good morning, guys. Ben, education coordinator. Thank you.
Morning all, Paul Corrigan, the associate secretary.
Right.
Brilliant.
You've got a ringing in your ears from that bloody bell. Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry. I deal with membership and recruitment.
Hello, I'm Vincent. I chair the membership committee
Go.
and also I'm the official timekeeper. Thank you. This is us.
Thank you, Paul. Please proceed here. Right. Well, when I got out and got into the car this morning, it was just like that was great. So here, spring solstice, we're on our way, and the meeting is underway with the performance league. Scott.
Yep, that's right. Performance League, our internal measure or member contribution, reset each month, and we've recorded 2 weeks on this chart so far. So excluding today, we have 8 members already topping 100 points with our benchmark to 88 in the month as a goal. So top few positions. 125 points scored by Paul Booth, third place. Second, Paul Corrigan, 166 points. Second, well done to him. It's not a Paul trio, unfortunately. 296 points. Thanks to Matt Berry. Well done, Matt. There's your target. Where you are. That's Paul.
Right. So, the next day meeting is the education presentation. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everybody. And unfortunately, you've got me today as well. So, I don't know if you've ever had this, but sometimes I struggle when the day just suddenly seems to get away with you. You think, right, we get on with doing this, we get that. So you watch, it's like 4 o'clock, and you've hardly done anything that you wanted to set your mind at doing. So what I found kind of works for me is now mastering my time management there. So unless I do this, literally, I'll get distracted by something. I might want to go on, I don't know, defluff my belly button or something. I'll get distracted by some very weird things. Or go watch another episode of Desperate Housewives or something. So things happen. So unless I plan my day, nothing really happens. So what I've started to do, when I have certain goals to do, is literally write everything down that I want to achieve that day. Whether it's something minimum or whether it's something sort of larger, I write that down so I make sure that I achieve what I set out to. And I literally write it down on a physical piece of paper. Now, I followed the 80-20 rule. So, if you remember that 20% of your work will bring you 80% of your results. So I make sure that I'm putting in 20% of my day into brain-making activities, like things that are going to be bringing in more work and more results. Stop multitasking, because I say, but then I can't do it. Literally, trying to do too many things at once, you then miss things that are important. Take sort of one step at a time as well, and remove the distractions from your environment, so you can focus on actually getting that job done. Now, this is something I've really struggled with, but I've actually learned really well to do now. When you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. There, but go and have a rest. If your body tells you need to go and have a sit down, go and have a rest down. Don't quit. Make sure that you listen to your body and learn to say no as well. Because you never have enough time to get everything done if you say yes to everybody. So when you write your list and you've written out your task for the day, you might have one or two things that you enjoy doing, one or two things that you don't like doing. So start with the ones that you hate. Start with the ones that you'd like the least there, and get them out of your day. Now, how many people have their phone with them? Now, how many times a day do you check your emails? So yeah, literally, I'm constantly on my phone. Stop it. Schedule a time that you are actually going to check your emails, and then stick to that time, and don't keep refreshing all the time. So maybe you're going to do it once every hour or once every 2 hours. Otherwise, you're going to get distracted by things that are putting you off what needs to be done. And finally, make sure that you surround yourself with the people that are going to push you forward, not the people that are going to pull you back. So surround yourself with, like we all are here today, surround yourself with positive people, not the negative Nellies that are going to hold you back. So plan your day, get the worst things done first, and learn to rest and not to quit. So I hope that helps.
Thank you very much, Ben. Membership matters. Terry, do we have anything to report?
Yes. Would you like me to report it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Aidan. Two things. One, we've got a membership renewal in progress. Committee chairman is dealing with that.
As we speak.
Well, not quite, but so it's on hand. And I spoke to you last week about Andy O'Neill, who hasn't renewed his membership. He sent me a really nice email. I just thought I'd read out part of it to you. He explained the reasons why, busy, family commitments, work, etc. But he said, on a personal note, please pass on my thanks to everybody at the EBF for all they have done for me and my business. I wouldn't have been able to get it kick-started without the help and support from the group. And when suitable, I'd love to be a part of it again, sometime in the future, and wish all members the best going forward. Quite nice, not pulling out, not going to any reviews. Yeah.
Thank you, Terry. Brilliant. Right. We now approach the 60-second round. Your chance to highlight in 60 seconds your business or a particular aspect of your business. Before I do, I'll send round the business card box to make sure you're represented. Make sure you take constantly use pay referrals. And already going round is a different box this time, where Blake's blue box is. But he's back.
It's in the garage in the back of the truck.
There you go. Yes. Do the best you can. Right. So, our timer in chief. After 50 seconds you will hear, and after 60 seconds you will hear that second bit being you wrap up and turn off and sit down. So, the Oscar, Paul won the Oscar last week. He will be listening to the award, making the award at the end of the round. So, without further ado, rather than before anything, we'll get underway with the round itself. Paul will go first, Corey will be second, and we'll get on with it.
Morning all, I'm Paul from Saltaire Plumbing and Heating. It's been a good week this week actually. We had a new starter who started on Monday. And provided he comes in today, he's been with us almost 4 days. Great news. He specialises in boiler breakdowns as well, which has given me more time in the office, which is great, to help build the company to make it better. Good time to build the company, so it's great. When Scott asked me questions, I've actually got time to answer. When Matt asked me questions, I've got time to answer now, which is great. If you need, or if you know of anyone who needs any plumbing and heating job known to man done, we've now got loads of availability, which is great news. Anyway, thanks for listening. Paul from Saltaire, big enough to trust the words.
Thank you very much. Paul, you're next and you're followed by Matt.
Alright, first things first, I like everyone to take their phones out and go into the EPF general track.
That's right.
Okay.
And ding.
Oh, come on. You work on the way it's supposed to. You know what? Okay. Damn it.
I heard we lost it. Yeah, the thing that's not very good. Matt, you're followed by Toby.
Good morning everyone, Matt from Blue Serif. We are very proud to have been working on our next branding project, a recent branding project, really starting the next career of this particular brand, which is Essex Celebrants. And so, as you can see from the identity that's created, it represents the sunrise and the sunset in one's life, but also has symbolic reference to the person and personal touch that this celebrant brings to the offering, and even with an element of the fact that the book is opening and represents them officiating during the ceremony. So we're very proud and very honoured, and now my screen's gone black, there we are, to work on this branding and work with this fledgling but flourishing enterprise.
Sorry, fletching but flourishing. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Right, Toby, you're next, and you're followed by John.
Good morning, everybody. So a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to a Formula One podcast, and something really caught my attention. The guest was a guy called Otmar Schaffner. That's the one. He's the former team principal of Alpine and Aston Martin, and he's VP of Honda F1. And he was talking about the challenges of understanding what truly drives people in a high-performance team. And that really resonated with me, obviously. So I decided to take a leap. I dropped him an email and shared about how Motivational Max can help with that, with helping identify and measure what people do at an individual level. Wasn't sure if he'd reply. He did. This week I got a very nice, warm reply from him, and we're setting up a chat after the Bahrain Grand Prix. So, great opportunities to often start with a gut feeling. It's only when we take action, send that email, make that call, that things can really happen. So if there's somebody that you're thinking about reaching out to that could maybe advance your business, then take that link. Toby Action, Pole Position Business Solutions. Fingers crossed.
John, you're next, and you're followed by Blake.
Morning, everyone. That's amazing, by the way. That's amazing. Morning, everyone. John from Lockfit. I'm not going to do a 60 seconds today because I'm on the podcast, and you're all going to listen to my dulcet tones for half an hour, so I won't give you another 60 seconds of having to listen to me. It was a great experience, though, and I was really happy to get chosen to do episode 3. Do give it a listen, and the one thing I will say when you are getting interviewed is write down the question you're being asked, because halfway through answering it, I kept forgetting what the question was, and we've just then start rambling. So there's probably a lot of editing that I had to do, but it was a great experience, and hopefully you'll like it. Okay, good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. Blake, you're next.
Yeah, followed by.
James, after you.
Morning, Blake from Web Live. We're going to airsoft and outdoor clothing supply. There's one downside of me being dropped off by John, is I don't get to listen to more 60 seconds. My 60 seconds isn't based on everyone else's. So this week I'm going to talk again about April Fool's Day. If you want to throw flashbangs at people, please come and get them from me. If you want to throw smokes at people, please come and get them from me, because it'll be funny, and please film it, because it'll be great. Thank you.
Thank you. James, you're followed by Marty.
Morning all, James from Brown Insurance. You've got to ask you to get your phone out. And open up Tinder and or Grindr. Brown Insurance. I'm usually on the hunt for burly men. I've spoken.
So I get
I've spoken to a few of them this week, and actually, it's proved why they need to speak to someone less burly than themselves. I've spoken to a client who sent me a proposal form this morning after having a nervous breakdown, writing it out, and I sent it off to the underwriter and said, look, give me a call about this, because what you're expecting and what they've sent through are two very different things. We spent about an hour on the phone with him saying, I'm not going to accept this. At the end of the hour, he accepted it. It's all done. Policies are written, no additional breathing. It's originally what he wanted. The second one, sent in this form, I got a quote of £45,200 originally for his liability for loan. Having gone through the form with the underwriter, having gone through the client, back to an underwriter, it turned out £31,998. It's still a lot of money. It's a lot less than £45,200. So burly men, speak to less burly men. I am your less burly man. James, Brown.
Thank you. Right, Mike, you're next, and you're followed by Ben.
Right, while you're looking for burly men for James, could you also pass them on to me? Because I also am looking for building developers and landscape architects and marketing agents, ideally. Two industries, both rely on so much of the output that I can provide, but I've not really done enough to take advantage of it. They have high cost projects, they need good marketing to cover that and for the high sales. Then I can provide professional video photography for the finished products, and as you can imagine, that's essential for their marketing once they've put together these huge things. But loads of other areas of my work also complements it, because using the drone, that can be fantastic for both tracking projects as they develop and then showing the final designs which they're all done. And I can also provide customer testimonials of projects after they've been lived in, as well as tying that in with interviews with the architects and construction teams that were involved in it. So any contacts for anyone in the mid to large size building and landscaping groups, please pass them in my direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Ben, you're followed by Joshua.
Good morning, guys. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse, and I hope you can save money on their essential household utilities: energy, broadband, mobile, oil. Now, in true countdown style. So, we're coming towards the end of the month, which means the price cap is rising by 6.4% on April the 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke, I'm afraid. However, I can help people fix their energy around £250 below the cap, plus for our multi-service homeowners, give them an extra £100 bill-busting boost. So there's never been a better time to recommend me to your friends and family so I can help them beat the price rise and save money with the UK's cheapest, most trusted and most recommended utility company. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Thanks, Ben. Joshua, you're next, and you're followed by Vince.
Morning everyone, it's Joshua from JDC Studio. Just want to say, sometimes you hear me refer to the company as JDC Architect Studio, and that's purely because of the fact that I'm so proud to have been able to gain that title, because it is protected by law. There are a lot of designers out there, but not all of them are architects. A unique thing about architects is that once you bring us a problem, we don't rest until it's solved. This is James' house. I went to visit it on the 18th of February. And since then, I have not slept until I could come up with a solution that I was happy with and that I felt she could be happy with as well. I don't really know where I'm going for the rest of this 60 seconds. I would say I really enjoy what I do. It's a real passion of mine. I like problem solving and I think through drawings and getting the job done. So that's what I'm really seeking to get. Thank you.
Vince, you're followed by
Hi everyone, Vincent from Stevebury. This is a Pantone formula guide. It tells you all the formulas for mixing inks up to get exactly that colour. So any colour you like. Anyway, Pantone. Breaking news. This year's 2025 Pantone Colour of the Year is shot roll. Loco Loose. Thanks so much. Pantone's description of this colour: a mellow brown infused with a sensorial accompanying warmth. Do you get that? An evocative, soft brown, which expresses a level of thoughtful indulgence. Getting that as well? No, you know, I just call it poo. The Loco Loose doesn't get you salivating. We've got lots of colours to choose from, so that's speed pretty far.
You think it will.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vincent. Nick, you're next, and we're followed by Stuart.
Well, good morning, you all know who I am. My name's Nick, I'm a structural engineer. To give you an idea of what I do, on Tuesday I went to 3 jobs. First one was in Danbury, it was a structural inspection on a really old house. It's going on the market soon, the owner thinks it's full of problems. She wasn't wrong there. Then drove on to Willingdale to look at part of a boundary wall to an even older house, which is 300 years old. That wall is in bad way, but excellent. And around one day, I popped into the brain tree to look at a house that's only 15 years old. The owner's building an extension, he wanted me to design a steel rim, which is my cup of tea, of course, and the foundations. So that's what I do. A good variety of projects in nice part of Essex. That's what I do. Thank you very much.
Good Nick and Stuart, you're followed by podcast.
Morning, I'm Stuart from LG Networks. If you take a look at my business card, which I'm sure you'll do on a daily basis, you'll notice that my mobile phone number is not on my business card. I actually have my office number, my direct dial number. The benefit of that is I control when people call me. Okay? If I'm in the office, my desk phone will ring. If I'm out and about, like I am today, my mobile will ring. I'll speak to them. Okay? If I'm working from home, my laptop rings. The beauty of that is I control when I speak to my customers. Okay? If I'm off on holiday, for example, I love my customers, but I don't want to speak to them while I'm on holiday. So I can control that call. I can then direct it to one of my team, I could direct it to a voicemail service, I can direct it to a call answering service. Okay? I decide who uses my mobile number. My mobile, your mobile, should be, if you're friends and family, your office number can follow you anywhere. If you want to know how that works, it's called voice over IP. That's Stuart at LG Networks. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Paul, you're next, followed by Dave Roberts.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paul DeLue, professional celebrant from Essex Celebrants. We create and deliver personalised ceremonies to honour and celebrate life's milestones. They might be milestones of love, of loss, or new beginnings. Every ceremony we create is personal and complete. It's just as our clients want. There's no cut and paste. There's no standard format from the internet. If you came to one of my ceremonies today, you came to another ceremony tomorrow, it's different. So whether you want to celebrate your love at a wedding or vow renewal, say farewell to a loved one for a funeral or memorial service, or welcome a child into the world with a naming ceremony, celebrate an office opening, the launch of a boat, anything else in life that's a major milestone for you or your business, I'm the one to help. So remember, Paul DeLue, professional celebrant, Essex Celebrants, we create and deliver personalised ceremonies to celebrate your important milestones. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Dave Roberts, followed by Terry.
Morning everybody, Dave from Brentwood Electrical. We're a registered electrician based in Brentwood. A big part of our business is electrical testing. So I thought I'd just show you today roughly what you get when we do an inspection. So you're going to get a report about 7-8 pages long. Obviously first page is customer details. Next page is basically like your MOT checklist. You're going to get like recommendations or any faults listed on there which needs to be sorted out. Then we just go on to like an inspection of the electrical system as it comes into the house. So there's 3 main types, and we inspect those. And then you've got several pages of inspections. A lot of this is visual. And we're just going to detail what's right, what's wrong, and what needs to be fixed. And then we move on to the main part of it, which is the testing. We can test your wiring, looking for short circuits, things that are not working, stuff like that. So you see it's quite comprehensive. Any testing you need done, please give me a call.
Terry, you're followed by me.
Yeah, thanks very much, Aidan. Good morning, everybody. Terry Malin from TM Law. As you know, I do various sorts of litigation work, and one of them is landlords and tenants, which is a bit of a grey area at the moment. Lots of landlords are panicking because they're worried about the new law coming in sometime later this year. Well, I was in court last Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, usually want to be there, and this judge, I was the landlord, this judge did not want to give me a possession order. He went through all the things that he thought were might be wrong, and I dealt with each one in turn and showed him paperwork and everything, all good. And he was still looking for ways out until I said to him, by the way, the tenant who sat here next to me gave the keys in at 1:30 today. That took the wind out of the judge's sails, and I got my order for possession, even though he didn't want to give it. He really wanted to help this tenant, and then I asked for an order for costs, which started him off again. So if you know any landlords that want their property back, they want it done properly, and they don't mind someone who's going to go to court and go nose to nose with the judge. I'm the person, it's Terry Moylan, TM Law.
It's Terry. Leanne, will followed by John.
Right, good morning everybody. Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors, and as you know, and if you don't, where have you been? I help busy homeowners create stunning, functional spaces that they can only dream about, but don't have the time or the know-how to make it happen. So with my experience, my eye for design, and a dream team of contractors, some are here, I handle everything from concept to completion, so my clients can sit back, relax, and love where they live. Now, here's where you can help me. If you ever hear someone say, excuse the mess, or really need to get this, modernised, updated, whatever, that's when you can say, I know someone who can take care of everything for years. So send them my way, and I can bring their dream home to life by making it functional but fantastic, and can make their lives easier. That's Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors.
Thank you, Leanne. John, will followed by Sharon.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to tell you a bit about what we've been doing just recently. We're working with a prototyping company that's got multiple buildings. And we've started on their head office in London. And we've installed these smart locks. And the advantage of these smart locks is they can be fitted on any door, but they can also be fitted anywhere in the world, working on one system, one card, with no data connection between the buildings if you haven't got them. All the information is passed on the cards. And that suits them because if their network goes down, they still got people to get in. But not only can you convert smart panel, you can replace the split cylinders as well, the smart cylinders. So you can use your card on the smart cylinder. And if you've got outside gates, you can have a padlock as well, which is a smart padlock. Again, no worries. So you can have them anywhere. And yes, you can always unlock it with your mobile phone if you want to get it out. So if you need a smart locking system, and we're looking for more clients like that, just give us a shout. That's John Hammond from German Technology, Client Technology for Security.
John.
Good morning, everyone. Shannon from Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. This morning I thought I would read a client review that Clara received for her support with equity release, which is something that we often talk about. So it says, after a lifetime ambition to be mortgage free, it seems crazy to sign up for equity release. However, Clara explained all the advantages and disadvantages of this move in language that we could understand. She was positive throughout the process and answered all our questions. The whole process was relatively speedy and hassle-free. I would recommend Clara and her team for all your financial planning needs. I thought that was an excellent review. So yeah, that's what we can do, equity release, mortgages, and it's Shannon from Downton Mortgages.
Scott, you're followed by Jay.
Good morning, everyone. It's Scott from SEO. I think the theme of my last week is you don't know what you don't know. A couple of projects where clients have come to me with a self-made website that they're generally happy with, but they're just not sure on its performance or what it's doing, and is it good, is it not working, we're not ranking on Google, etc. And situations where clients have logged in and I've done all these changes, I've made all these things, but it's not working, or I think I might have broken a listing or not done that right. Can you help me out? So a couple of situations, easy situations, where you can introduce me to either help people understand what they've got and how to make the best of it, how to improve it, or just help them to be able to manage, curate and improve their own content. Anything like that, it's a shout. Happy to help, as always.
Thanks, Scott. Jay, followed by Vicky, followed by Food.
Thank you very much. So, hello, the English Beauty Company here. And you've only got 10 days until Mother and Son Day. And I may or may not be here next Thursday, I'll tell you why. But Ideal Gift, Scone bestseller, may be accompanied with chocolate brownie or a gift voucher. Excuse me. And so let me know if that's of interest, because I wonder if I can do this. This could be too much for me. How do I get to this? Talk amongst yourself. I'm having a Corey moment. I was going to play the theme music. Here we go. This is, I think I might be being filmed for this. I might have to go off to Kent to be filmed for something I can't mention. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that was exhausting, Jane. Let me try and calm you down. I wrote the notes for this with one of these wonderful full color.
Very nice. Expertly done.
So, inspired by the pen, top tips. I'm on holiday next week, but only for a week. So don't stop recommending people, just refer them to Terry and he can handle any new stuff for me whilst I'm away. Secondly, if you come across anybody who wants to review their contracts of employment or make new ones, you might like to get them to just wait for a little bit because there's the employment rights bill going through. And that's got a lot of fundamental changes which need to be taken into account. You can all refer them to me to bring them up to date as to where we are. And finally, the good news story of the week for me is that the existing client of ours is selling his business for a few million, and we've been instructed to deal with the sale. Those are top referrals if you can find them for me. That's me, Edward Scott, it's here and more. Right, Paul.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Chartered Certified, based in Brentwood. NIC employers changes from April. Probably going to leave a slight drifting from employment to self-employment. So we took on a new client yesterday, employed. Their work is lead generation and marketing. We've set up a limited company for her. She's got her existing employment and a couple of other clients. She's completed the online wizard CEST, which is check employment status for tab. That's an HMRC wizard which says that she's self-employed, so it's not nothing dodgy there. She's genuinely self-employed. So today I'm looking for anyone who is employed, maybe looking to move to self-employment with the help of their existing firm and maybe other clients as well. Paul Booth from Boom & Co. Minimise tax.
Thank you, Paul. That is the end of the 6th second round. Thank you all for your contributions. That leads us to Paul to give us the verdict, please. Go on.
Okay, alright, everyone take your phones out. No, go to the EBF general chat. And the count of three, just tap the websites in Martin removals. 1, 2, 3, just tap. Does anyone tap?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
That's all I want. Alright, thank you. Oh, we do.
Right, so a late challenger for the Oscar there. Paul.
Well, there was quite a few, to be honest with you. Ben, always great. Paul DeLuke, I was tempted, but as you heckled me, Toby, it's great news regarding that man's name. Can you pronounce it? But it has to go to Joshua. He loves his job, and I love that. So.
He's too tired to walk round.
We'll meet in the middle.
What was that way for trainers like?
May I introduce you all as the two key members of our basketball team? Right, okay, that's great. Thank you very much for all your contributions. Moving on.
Okie dokie, thank you very much. So looking back at the stats we've recorded previous to this meeting so far this month, 32 referral opportunities, £6,600 recorded, which isn't a great deal for 2 weeks, but we had top that up today with a fresh new £13,000 worth of business recorded, and 20 more referrals, so almost one more each in the room. So well done. Do remember always to make sure you're recording all those bits that count at once. So that's that. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, other than it's appropriate to hand over to Podcast Paul for a little update.
Okay, for those who haven't listened to it on the way here, latest episode dropped, that's what it's saying, dropped this morning at 5 o'clock, which, as John said, features John. It was a great half an hour, 40 minutes. It's kind of the standard format of what we're going to do most of the time, which is a chat room member where we talk about this. We also talk about EDF as a whole and sort of business as a whole, because other than us guys in the room here, the aim is to actually appeal to people in the Essex business community that are looking for business help, advice, and looking for a group like us to help grow a business. Alongside that, we will be doing sort of special episodes. We did the International Women's Day. So if anyone's got any ideas about special episodes that cover a certain topic or a certain theme that would be of use and interest to the group here, but also the wider business community, that'd be great. The only caveat to that is it does need to be interesting to listen to. And but I've absolutely no doubt, based on the 60 seconds in here, that everybody has the ability to talk about stuff that they're experts in and make it interesting. So have a think, drop me a line, drop me a text, drop me a WhatsApp, whatever, if you've got any ideas, and I'll be having a chat with Scott about the next episode, which we'll be recording Friday week. So thanks ever so much.
Excellent, thank you very much indeed, Paul. Right, we are now approached the candidate presentation. Ben, what are you talking about?
My glasses turn into sunglasses. They go so quickly. I'm just like
One side more than the other.
one side up. One side cool. Okay, so moving on. Before I introduce today's speaker, give you a updated list for April. The rest of March and April. So 27th next week. We're doing his first 10 minutes, and Stuart will be guiding us through the education. Moving into April the 3rd, Corey will be doing his first 10 minutes, and Scott will get you to do the education slot. 10th, Blake's going to shoot us all probably with the 10 minutes, and I'll be doing the education slot. 17th, Toby for the 10 minutes with Paul Booth doing the education slot, and finally the 24th, Vince. You'll be doing the 10 minutes, and Nick will be providing us with the education slot. When it's your turn to do the 10 minutes, please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet, get it to be a day or two, or bring it with you. And if you can't do your 10 minutes or education slot for whatever reason, let me know as soon as possible. We'll do our best to swap things around. 8 minutes for presentations, 2 minutes for questions, and don't forget to bring a speaker's prize. That said, we have today, there's 2 bios. One's written by the presenter, one's written by James, but I think I need to read the one that you did. Because we have Mr. Mike Skinner from Blackwater Media. His position in the company is top cam, and the nature of the business is video and photography. And the areas that he covers is anywhere at all. So, a couple of bits, and I'll keep going back to the ones you've written on here, James. I can't say them. His prized possession. There is the EBF Oscar. He won this week. No, hang on, we'll change that. So, a frightening incident. His EBF 10-minute presentation. A well-known problem that needs fixing, and with your list, winter. And finally, a famous person that Mike has met is Anthony Joshua, the boxer. He's massive in real life, more so than you'd expect. So put your hands together for Mike Skinner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be very lazy and sit down and be the voiceover artist today. Can everyone see the tiny screen all right? Yes. It's like, I was going to do one of the presentations where I stood up, everyone involved with the camera and used Ben as a model, and then I realised it was too sunny, so I've had to rapidly come up with something else. So, Mike from Blackwater Media, as you know. I've been here a while now. I'm fairly confident that you largely know what I do with Blackwater Media, which is videography and photography production for businesses. And so instead, I thought we'd do the quintessential EBF 10 minutes and go back through the history of the mic, where I came from, because I'm a little fascinated. And from that, we'll have a look at how we arrived at Blackwater Media, because it's a convoluted group. So, once upon a time, I was young. Young and edgy, as you can see. And when I was young and edgy, and sweaty perhaps, all I wanted to do was ride bikes. In my teens and my early 20s, that was my life. I did okay at school, but not amazingly. I was pretty terrible at most sports, a bit geeky, but I didn't have the school results to back that up, unfortunately. But for some reason, when I discovered mountain bikes, it just sort of clicked for me. And suddenly I had an obsession, and I was riding 5-6 days a week, every evening, every weekend. And I got pretty good at it, which you do when you do something that often. We travelled around the country before I could even drive, rode at famous spots, and then progressed on to starting to race a bit and that sort of thing. Which meant when I came to thinking about what to do at university, I had a pretty good idea of what industry I wanted to focus on. Not technology, apparently. So I went to Wolverhampton University to study computer-aided product design, which was still a relatively new course at the time, back in sort of 2003-04 period, because I'd become fascinated with suspension design on mountain bikes. And it was a really good course, which took me from developing early concepts of ideas to building computer models of them, then to building physical prototypes, and then looking at the design and marketing aspects. So almost kind of an overview of start to finish of building up a business. However, what I didn't fully consider was that the high-end mountain bike industry is quite a small industry. And there's probably about 30 companies in the whole world that were actually looking for the skill that I developed with about one job each. Suffice to say, I struggled to find any placements, and I refused to commit to a career designing washing machines for the rest of my life. So I took flight and I left for France. So I've been visiting France every summer for a few years on holiday, as the Alps were the nearest access we had to the World Cup mountain bike courses and the big mountain riding over there. And after heading back after university, I was offered a job driving guests for a winter season there. So I leapt at that chance, having never seen deep snow in my life really. Learned to snowboard and highly refined my drinking abilities. And then spent the next 2 years there working in hotels and bike riding in the summer, and then doing the same with snowboards in the winter. But eventually I got a bit sick of living the wonderful lifestyle there and then going back to stay with my parents every time in the off season, and I decided I needed a stable job. However, 2 years out is quite a long time in CAD design, it turns out, and I was now well out of touch, and the stuff we had studied was fairly, being covered in A-level, wasn't well out. Which led me to where I worked for the next 15 years. So there's honestly no good reason at all that I fell into true work, other than I saw some guys working in a park in Brentwood and thought, I quite fancy doing that. So I wrote a CV saying I don't know anything about this, but I want to learn, and I sent it to 42 companies that I found in the Yellow Pages back in those days, and I got 2 trial offers. And one of those companies, I ended up being there for about 10 years. I made some of my closest life friends, and I got to work everywhere from Buckingham Palace to some of the crummiest council estates you can imagine. And some of it I started filming. Now, as you remember, I was obsessively into mountain bikes before this, but True Work made 2 changes in my life that also affected that area. Firstly, it put a bit of money into my pocket for the first time in my life, and secondly, it allowed me to move out of my parents' house, which meant that my mother could no longer stop me buying a motorbike. And this changed everything. So, ultimately, it was inevitable. My dad had always ridden motorbikes since I'd grown up around them, but my mum hated them. But with my life largely revolving around two wheels, I was always going to find a way to get involved. And they really became the other focus of my life outside of work, and still remain so now. I went through the manic 20-year-old phases on sports bikes, and then eventually calmed down in my 30s when I realised I liked both my licence and my life. But we always say bikes are just an enabler, really. What they actually let me do is travel around and socialise in all sorts of strange places with strange people. And as you can see, we started to wear suits when we went travelling, because why not? I think the original story was we was a bit drunk. The first trip started in Thailand, and we decided we needed to wear ties, so we ended up wearing suits when we travelled. That's the Isle of Man, isn't it? I should have, the guy who I didn't know holding his helmet on was because he decided it was a good idea to buy a helmet when it arrived in India, which he paid about £4 for on the first day the chin strap pulled off. You can see it. So there's various other aspects of my life that I'm not even going to get a chance to go into. I played in a band for about 8 years and we managed to get around the country a little bit. Obviously there were some wonderful relationships and a couple of fantastic hams and all the other things that go on in life. But how does all this relate to Blackwood's media? Well, throughout all of this, I always had a camera in my hand. And for no good reason, and not with any further intention in mind, I've always just loved taking pictures and videos. In my mountain bike days, I ran an online blog where I post photos and stories of the events that we used to go to, and then I started making a few videos for some of my friends who were looking for sponsors to compete at the time. Then with tree surgery, it just seemed natural to me to put a GoPro on my head if it was doing an interesting job. So then I had to learn to edit, because there's nothing worse than a 30-minute video straight from camera with nothing happening in the vast majority of it. So I learned to cut it up and add music to it. And then between that and bike trips and other things, I started thinking about it more, filming with editing in mind, and then starting to try and build stories and journeys into the videos rather than just random clips thrown together. And sooner or later, I started getting some requests from people. I shot a couple of wedding videos for friends, I started doing some photos for another friend's business, and I thought, maybe there's potential to monetize this. Which coincidentally came around my mid-30s, which was a similar time that my body started really feeling the effects of 15 years of tree surgery, and I needed to start slowing down in that area. So that was really the organic beginning of it all. I built a basic website, did numerous free jobs for small local companies to get a portfolio going, which allowed me to start charging and investing in some better equipment. And it was around this time, about 5 years ago, that I bumped into a former EBF member who suggested I come on to a meeting here. So the last video I'm going to play to you is a selection of more recent work that's come from this very group. So thank you all for your support over the years.
Hey.
So thank you very much for listening. I might talk about the business a bit more next time, but it gives you some content information if there's any questions.
Right.
Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mike. That was. I was wondering when you were going to get on to Blackwater Media. It was great. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, that's a question about the tree felling actually. I know you've spent 15 years doing it. On a really tall tree, can you actually dismantle it safely without a crane?
Yeah, we climb it and do it with ropes and things in pieces from the tree. It's very rare. It makes it easy. Looks good on video.
I've got a technical question.
Yep.
Do you own a wide angle lens for your
I
camera?
don't really. I've used them. I've rented them a couple of times, like fisheye lenses, and they're cool for sort of. We did a shoot inside a bar, and I was trying to get that old school vintagey sort of look that they used to use in the skate videos and stuff. But the vast bulk of the work I do is sort of a mid to longer range anyway, so I don't usually use them.
You could hire one.
You can hire them, yes.
Okay. I've got a referral for you.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah. In terms of photography camera, yes. Already, yeah. Video, I don't. Yes. Yeah.
What was the name of your band?
Navacross.
Oh, you on Spotify?
No, we're on YouTube.
Oh,
We're slightly pre-Spotify.
Some time ago, you did a presentation and showed us how to take decent-ish photos on our phone.
Yeah.
Have you got like a little blog or something like that we can look at? Because I can't remember it, but
That's a great idea, isn't it?
we wouldn't mind, yeah.
Yeah, on the subject of mobile phones, obviously the quality on mobile phones cameras has got a lot better.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot closer to traditional cameras. Is that difference still getting smaller in terms of, or did it come to a...
It's interesting in both ways, actually. I've been talking to a lot of people about it recently, but it's not just that mobile phones are getting better, but the internet in particular has changed a lot, and the user-generated content is just really successful nowadays. So a lot of companies can get away with just using their phone to do it like that, because it looks authentic and they're just there doing it themselves. But I suppose the difference between that and the sort of more professional media is you're looking at all the other sides of it, of setting the room up right, setting the lighting in, creating environments that work really well. And yeah, if you do all that, you can actually get an incredible photo from a mobile phone as well, but people don't. They use it. It tends to be one or the other.
Yep. Have you got rid of Makaila? Has she been fired now?
Yes, yeah. She's in.
Cool. Great.
So the scale of work, what is the, how do I put this? What jobs would you not do, and what jobs you would do?
I suppose the big and the small scale ends it up, because I generally sort of say I'm looking to first small to medium-sized businesses, and that's just because they've got a bit of marketing budget. You know, there's a lot of people which we've all been in the situation, they're very small, just like themselves, and they try to push £300 a video, and you know, some I just can't work with that. If someone says they've got a budget of £70, £80, it's just not the time sort of thing. And the flip side of it is the bigger stages then we get is like the bigger advertising brands that they want a full production team, they want, and you know, they've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands to throw into it. It's not really my area when you're looking at them producers, directors, that sort of thing. So I'm looking for companies that want to reach out to one person, have them handle it. I can bring in a crew if it needs to be to do large jobs, but not a whole production system.
Right. Oh, yes, sorry. Are you... Right. We're now ready to go with the referrals and testimonials round, and as usual, we'll start with Paul and Mike, if you want to do the running, please.
Yeah, really good head start event. Thank you for that, as always. And yeah, that's nice to see all your personal history before it started. That's always nice. Thank you, Marnie, for the next member, and James Williams, referral for Paul DeLue, which I'll speak to him about afterwards, and good meeting.
Excellent presentation, not a long way to go, score so highly at the year awards, but it's nice to see how someone's come to what they do and understand how they've actually developed for it.
I joined quite late, so
Yes, and thanks Ben again for your escort this morning. I have a referral for Paul, which he knows about for accounts.
Yeah, thanks for that presentation. Really interesting. I actually want to use you for some of my stuff, so it's really cool to see how you come into your one of your passions, really. Thanks, Ben, for that. It's not always one of thoughts really interesting and informative. Obviously, at a stage where still so much to learn for my business. And thank you, everyone, for just bringing yourselves to the morning. So, let's have everyone. Oh, do this for that one. Give you that. That's cool. And everyone next week. Just.
Great insight, Ben. I used to multitask all the time, and it was like that's what women are supposed to do is multitask. But I realized that I just am not productive anymore. I can't do it. And also, I love a nap, so that's very good about getting some rest. I wanted to say thanks to Vincent for the envelopes. Thank you. Also to John. I did a testimony. Sorry, are you talking? John. Thank you. You're welcome. I wanted to say thank you for me and Clara. So after the meeting last week, I told you I couldn't lock my front door. You came out that day and was able to help me out, and then you did something for Clara. It sounded like a big job, so we really appreciate what you did for us. Good luck, Toby, with that opportunity. That would be amazing. And I'm looking forward to the podcast. So.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, stop. Yes, I'm terrible at multitasking. I still can't do it. But 10 minutes. There's stuff in there that I didn't know about you. We've worked on quite a few jobs now together, and I've really enjoyed spending the time of working with you. But the thing that really resonates, not only the technical skill that Mike has, but actually his way. He's worked with nervous dental nurses and a very nervous CEO of a multi-million-pound company, and able to get out of them, put them in a relaxed state, but without drugs, but really able to get the most out of them to actually get the message or whatever we're trying to achieve on camera. Brilliant, and you are our go-to person for all videography and photography. So yeah, great, thank you. I have a referral with Scott. We've successfully pitched and won the job for Nuclear Races for a whole brand repositioning and redoing of their sites and everything. So really, really good. Pleased on that. And then I had a one-to-one and a thank you to Ronnie to Paul to do. Great to see you in your environment. Thank you very much. So,
very good headstart, Ben. There's a few tips there I'm going to take on today, I think. So, and very interesting 10 minutes, Mike. It's all for this week. Thank you.
Thank you for the ed slot as always. It's always good to meet a fellow snowboarder, so it's going to say a bit off me as well, my knees can't take it. I had a one-to-one with Clara, Shannon, whilst I was doing work for them, and Toby, and I got a thank you for them to Clara and Shannon as well. So see you next week.
Great meeting all. Ben, your ed slot was brilliant. I do exactly that. I was shooting the paper every week. List of jobs reached. Sounds pretty much different, but your 10 minutes, Mike, excellent. You presented very well indeed. Working on a couple of referrals. Hopefully we'll come to some fruition in the next week or so. Thank you.
Super meeting. Great ed slot, Ben. I'm actually really good at great 10 minutes multitasking. Really bad. So I wouldn't expect anything less from you or just a 10-minute video. I've worked with you 30 times. Just absolutely all credit to you. What we got here? I've got a referral for Ben. One of my colleagues in part of my other portfolio work recently moved into her first home. And I'll give you your details and she'll give you a call. I've got a referral for Vince for a quote for some business cards. I had a one-to-one with Catherine, a one-to-one with Matt, one-to-one with John. That's all very, very good. Massive thank you to Matt and his team for my branding and sorting out my business card design and putting up with my minor tweaks and whatever. And also for some work that's done on the other clients. Absolutely brilliant. Love working with you guys. Super awesome. And thanks also for letting me use your desk as well for my calls. Just reminding you of that. We've got a one-to-one with Scott later. I'll be at the Synergy meeting, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, great meeting, great stuff there. I try to spend 80% of my time sleeping and 10%, 20% working, but it doesn't always work. Great for 10 minutes. I think we need to normalise having younger pictures to compare to the person now. 10 minutes. See how people have changed. Great. I had nothing to say and I forgot. So, yeah, see you next week.
As always, fab meeting, exceptional 10 minutes as always. What we come to expect, you're working on some active projects for us, obviously, photography and videography. But for those who really know the F1, when we see Toby turn up in a brand new Cadillac, that will mean he's done his deal with Otmar, who is going to potentially be in charge of Cadillac next year. So, congratulations, well done. I know that's a perfect opportunity for you. Great meeting. That's a bit.
Great 10 minutes there, Mike. I'm just really glad when I get a lift with you in the morning that you come in a car and not on a motorbike.
That's an option.
On the way there, so, but no, brilliant, fantastic. I've got another referral for Blake here. So look. Edward Luke Harris is a film producer, and I was telling you about, I said about the smoke bombs and stuff. They don't do it all the time, but they said it would be good to get to know you, because when it does, they do need one, they've got to go to person. Leanne, I'll have to grab you at some point, so at some point I have to do all my redecorating and stuff, so we'll have to have a chat about that. Jane might be on a TV show as well.
Quite much.
No, I might be going out for a meal. On a first date. But I watched this place on that, so it could be interesting. Look here next week up in London, not the hospital. There you go. I was actually going up to invite to a grand meeting thing, so the week after. Thank you very much.
John, can I jump in? I forgot to do that, which is a referral. I was at a weekly marketing meeting with Euroloo talking about different marketing initiatives that we could move into. And I said to them, you have one in the past. And I showed them that clip I put onto WhatsApp about how AI has listened to our podcast and figured those things out. Anyway, Euroloo are interested in the opportunity to think about a podcast talking about bots and stuff. But they've got someone to host and manage it for them. So, talking shit. That's Monday.
Great 10 minutes, Mike. Really history. Working at heights is an experience, isn't it? Great effort. I try managing my list when I try phones up and having a shit. Then they all hell breaks loose, so you have to drop the list. But there you go. I've got thanks for the money for Scott and Stuart members, so I'll give it to Scott.
Who's called young Blake?
I was thinking about
I've got a referral for Blake. My only badge t-shirt.
Oh, yeah,
I've got referral for Blake for my JMH t-shirts. Because now I've lost weight, stupid. And I've got not a referral, but a lead for Nick. Just need to put the structural survey.
Then, the intro of your head slats, the sketch slats. Yeah, it's really good for me, but I really enjoyed actually seeing the progression between where you started and where you got to where you were. So I have a referral to Joshua. Oh, sorry, Josh. Another referral for Toby.
See you later.
And a referral for Scott.
Very much.
Yeah, another good meeting. Excellent slot. You spent less than my half an hour. Multitasking down at your special bit. I do less multitasking than yours. Yeah, great. Love that. I've wanted to do snowboarding for such a long time, but my knees are in so many different bits underneath the skin. Not risky. Now hold on, no one cares. We'll have to do an EBF trip on some mountains and we'll all end up really. Fine.
I need to take up
I used to be good on skateboard, so I assume I'll be alright on a snowboard. So that works, isn't it? Straight your legs, referral for Paul, thank you very much for Paul, thank you very much for Paul, and thank you very much for Josh, so you can do that. Yes. No. No, I know the target markets and options. See you next week.
Great headstock then, as always, mate. And great 10 minutes, Mike. So like a full display, I think I want to know. We've got referred for James. New van insurance, which is not being sorted. Thanks for the money. And a one-to-one with these.
Wasn't done.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ben. That's kind of the extension of Row the Boat, wasn't it? It's kind of where you go from that. So really, good tips. John Sam and podcast, good to get these. Yes, well done, Mike. Like passion, like where you come from. What happened to the mountain bike?
It's in the garage.
Oh.
Not moving.
Oh yeah. Get you out with Joshua. Yeah, I've got a referral for Ben. One of my daughters has already got things. If she thinks it's what she wants to change, up in Manchester.
Cool. Thank you very much.
I've got a referral for Ben. One of my daughters, she's leaving home next week. I'm going to tell them both to phone you because they need your services. Otherwise, they're going to end up with because of some dodgy outfit. One for Joshua, Alan Stevens. I haven't done anything wrong with you, but I've given him your details. It's in there. And thank you for Paul for Kelvin getting money.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Ben. And fantastic 10 minutes. I had one of the first mountain bikes ever in the country back in about 1984. Tell you a story one day, if you're interested. Probably. Congratulations, Paul and Matt, on the branding. Fantastic. And talking to Paul, a referral. Paul. There you go. And referral. Paul. Spelt correctly this time. Chris Shotton with 2 O's, not 2 I's, as I put in the system. And a one-to-one with John. And I had an email from Blue Surrey asking for a testimonial. So I've done that. I'll do the thank you for the money next month, next week. And a thank you for the money for Corey. That's it.
Great meeting. Well done, Toby, on that. Being brave going forward. And yes, not been really interesting. I do summit sometimes. It goes out the window, but I do need to be more true. And Mike, great to get to know you a bit better. I know you've done a little bit for me, and I'm waiting for the time so I can include you in my prize. So yeah, I can't wait to work with you.
Well done, Josh, for winning the Oscar. It's thoroughly deserved. Your passion and everything. And you didn't even have to stand on your chair. Because you don't need to stand on your chair. I've got your podcast lined up in my car, ready for the drive back to Ganston Village. And I'm off to Ghana next week for a wedding, and then down to Cape Town to see you all on 10th of April.
Very exciting. How lovely. So well done, Mike. I've worked with Michael, Mike's worked with me, and it's been a pleasure from start to finish. So I heartily recommend doing anything in business with you. It's lovely. Ben, very good multitasker, telephone addict, guilty as charged. Finally, I think there should be another category on here to do with stalking. Because following
What have you heard?
there's business cards all over my car, which I failed to notice. Then opening my door, and I think, who the? Yes, stalked by Toby. Very good. Thank you, dear. Wait. Leanne, one-to-one. And Cherry Maiden, thank you for money. Thank you.
Right. That's the one for me. I haven't got any things to give out, I'm afraid, but everyone else been. And I'm not ever sitting there with WhatsApp open because some of it's business talk and then some of it's not business talk.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out how to filter that yet.
If you're finished, Mike, come and pick us a winner. 20 also referrals today. Who is it from?
It is from John to Blake.
Oh.
Right. Thank you very much for your speaking.
This is first time.
Was that first that we had? Right. Thank you very much indeed, Mike, for a great 10 minutes, a great few questions, answering the questions, and finally the right. We are moving very towards the end of the meeting. We've had a lovely sunny day to end it on this equinox meeting. Has anybody got any
Just very quickly, I don't say Christmas, but I stupidly am going to be doing wing walking for raising money for the Tom Boundary Tree Cancer Foundation. They're finally setting me up the page, the like Just Giving page. So I'll pop it in if anybody wants. I'll pop it in the chat, but don't feel obliged to give anything. But then if you give charity, then you can hear me screaming. Probably it's going to be in June now. Yeah, you can hear me screaming all over the country. But yeah, thank you very much.
Look, I remembered what I was going to say. Thank you to John for dropping me off for the last 2 weeks. Both cars have been in for repair. And Matt and Scott, you're doing nuclear races. If you have the option to just steal a drive road, I wouldn't say no.
What?
A nuclear races dry road. They're brilliant.
Oh, they got branded ones.
You can only get one if you did nuclear races, and I'm fat, I'm never going to make it round.
That's why we're doing a brand reposition, so that it's inclusive. Everyone can
It's like a barrel roll race.
Yeah.
If you have this problem again, some of the mind is understanding this, just get people to get the mobile phones out. Jerry,
just to mention, it's synergy meeting time straight after the meeting, if you can. We're going to wrestle AI into the ground, whether it replace part or all of your business offering now or in the future.
Excellent. Right, that's it. We've got you a lot. I will not be here next week, but I'll be thinking about it. And I'll see you the following week.